ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮದೇ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ವಿತ್ ಪರಶುರಾಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ಇತ್ತು, ದ ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮೆನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಜಂಗಲ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದರ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸಮ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಇದೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋದ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಸಮ್ಮರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅದ, ಅದನ್ನು ಒತ್ತಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUCಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್, ಹಿಂದಿಯನ್ನು ಈಗ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಸಹಿತ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋಣ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ವಾಟ್ ಫೇವರ್ ಡಿಡ್ ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆನ್ ಅ ರೈನಿ ಡೇ? ಆನ್ಸರ್, ದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಶೆಲ್ಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ಅಲೌ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ trunk. Second question, according to the man, his hut and room only for him. True or false? The answer is the given statement is false. Third question, how did the elephant sneak into the man's hut? Answer, the elephant slowly pushed his head inside and gently put his trunk and flung the man out. Fourth question, according to the elephant, the man can afford to remain in the rain because the correct option is option number A. The skin of the man is harder than any other animal. Move to fifth question. How did the lion decide to solve the problem? Answer, the lion was the king of the forest, so he ordered the elephant to appoint a commission of inquiry and report the matter. Question number 6. What kind of judgment did the man expect? Answer, the man believed the sweet words of the lion and the thought that his hut would be returned to him. Seventh question is, why was the man unhappy with the members of the commission of inquiry? Answer, the man was unhappy because no one from his was included in the commission of inquiry. Question number 8. Why was the man told that only jungle animals would be on the jungle commission? Answer, the man was told that it was impossible to include a man because the people from his side are not well educated to understand the intricacies of jungle law, and the animals would investigate the matter impartially. Question number 9. According to the elephant, the man had invited him into the hut. The correct option is option number C, to save the hut from the hurricane. Question number 10. In whose favor was the judgment given? Answer, it was given in favor of the animals. Question number 11. Why did the man accept the suggestion of building new hut? Answer, because he had no alternative and his refusal might expose him to the teeth and claws of members of the commission. Question number 12. How did the man buy peace finally? Answer, this tale about a man living in the jungle with all of the animals in a cautionary tale about particular groups taking over land and property under the guise of care and concern. In this story, the man is removed from his home first by an elephant who testifies that this decision is essentially for the man's own good and for his protection. A jury made up the strictly animal peers decided in favor of the elephant, and subsequently, one after the other, they take over each hut that the man builds. Eventually, the man has built a hut for each animal, though not by choice. And he then decides that if he builds one final grandiose hut, that the animals will fight over it. This plot comes to pass, and while the animals are inside the hut fighting over its ownership, the man lights the hut on fire, killing all of the animals. He then goes on to live a peaceful life without the constant threat of takeover. The man is quoted as saying, peace is costly, but it's worth the expense at the end of the tale. main question number 2. First one, why was the commission of inquiry appointed by the king of the jungle? Answer. An elephant made a friendship with a man who had a little hut at the edge of the forest. The elephant asked the man to allow him to put his trunk inside his hut to protect himself from the torrential rain. The man was kind enough to permit the elephant, but as soon as the elephant entered the hut, that he threw the man out. As a result, the man started grumbling. He made hue and cry. The noise made by the man brought other animals, and they wanted to know what had happened there. Then the king of the forest came and wanted peace and tranquility in his kingdom. So he ordered the elephant to appoint a commission of inquiry and report the events that took place there. Question number 2. Why did the animals decide not to have anyone from the man's side on the commission of inquiry? Answer. The lion commanded the elephant to appoint a commission of inquiry to know the matter what happened between the elephant and the man. The elephant decided to have animals was not really to include any man because the elephant thought that the people from the man's side were not well educated to understand the intricacies of jungle law. So the animals decided not to have any man in the commission of inquiry. Question number 3. How did the elephant justify its act of occupying the hut? Answer. According to the elephant, the man had invited him into the hut to save the hut from the hurricane, and as it gained access owing to the unoccupied space in the hut, he considered it necessary to turn the undeveloped the space to a more economic sea. So he occupied the hut. Question number 4. Do you think the verdict by the commission of inquiry was on the expected lines? Why? Answer. When no man was included from the side of the man, we understand that he would not get any justice. Then the animals come to the conclusion that the people were not well educated to understand the intricacies of the jungle law. The man just believed the sweet words of the animals, but he didn't get any justice. He was betrayed. Question number 5. What fate awaited the man each time he built a new house? Answer. The man didn't get justice and the judgment was given in favor of the animals. The man was deprived of his right, but he was allowed to build a hut. When he built it, the other animals came there and settled. Again they grumbled, and the judgment was given against him, and he was allowed to build another hut, and he went on doing that. At last he burnt all the animals. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಎರಡನೇ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣ. ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಲೈಕ್, ಶೇರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮರೆಯದಿರಿ. ಬಾಯ್. ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನ ಮೊದಲ ಪಾಠ ದ ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಜಂಗಲ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗದ ಎರಡನೇ ಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೋತ್ತರಗಳಿಗೆ ತಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೊದಲ ಭಾಗದ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ನೋಡದಿದ್ದರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋದ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಸಮರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ಲೇಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿಂಕಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಒತ್ತಿ ತಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ತಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದರ ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಡೆಯ ಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೋತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣ. ಮೇನ್ ಥರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಡು ಯು ಅಗ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್? ವೈ? ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ದ ಚೀಪ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಅಫ್ರಿಕಾ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. The ruled them the Africans didn't understand the meaning of territories. They were asked to sign. As a result, the Africans lost the lands and they were driven out from their own homeland. The animals represent the cheap European powers and the man represents the African citizens. He was cheated and didn't get any justice from them. So at last he built bigger hut and all the animals came and settled there. Then he burnt the house and killed all the animals. It is nothing but the freedom struggle of Africans. So at last they succeeded in driving away the Europeans. So the readers agree with the action of the man at the end ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. So second question ಇದೆ, an act of kindness is misunderstood as weakness. Discuss this with reference at the story. Answer. The Europeans came to Africa as friends. They gradually settled there and took its advantage. The peoples of Africa gave them warm welcome and extended their kindness, but the European powers divided Africa among themselves and ruled them and ill-treated them. So their act of kindness is misunderstood as a weakness and they betrayed the Africans. Those who came as friends become owners and hated them as enemies. So the act of generosity is misunderstood as weakness. The Europeans spoke sweet words and deceived them. This is well illustrated in the story. An act of kindness is not returned by the elephant. Instead, he threw the man out. So ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಎಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಪೀಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ built, it is worth the expense. What is the ironical significance of this statement? Answer. The Europeans landed in Africa as friends and drove them away from their homeland. And the Africans wanted to revolt against the Europeans. They gathered and devised a plan to send them away. In this story, the man is defeated, cheated, and betrayed. Every time he built a hut, it was occupied by some animals and drove him away. The man sustained all this because he was afraid of the imperialistic power of the animals. He might fall a prey to the teeth and claws of members of the commission. So the man decided to go for an effective method of protection. He built a bigger hut and all the animals came there and settled there. They all began disputing about their rights of penetration. Then the man set the hut on fire and burnt all the animals. He didn't mind building huts and spending his energy. So he said, peace is costly, but it's worth the expenses. One black man drove all the animals. So fourth question ಇದೆ, every fable ends with a moral. What moral do you find in this story? Answer. The Europeans came to Africa and fooled them. Each time they were successful. This went on for some time, but at last they were fooled by the Africans. One may fool one for some time, but not always in the moral. So ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇತ್ತು 5. Do you think the story can be read as a political satire on colonialism? So answer ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, the story is mainly about colonialism, racism, injustice and betrayal. The Europeans came as a friends and ruled the Africans. The Africans didn't understand the treaties they signed. So as a result, the European powers divided the black people among themselves and ruled them. The Commission of Inquiry is nothing but ruling and administration. The lion and other animals represent the chief and the ministers. The man stands for his helpless. The Europeans hated them and ruled as they liked. At last, the Africans were successful in driving the Europeans out, so the story could be read as political satire. Fill in the blanks in the table below with the appropriative from the word. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ವರ್ಬ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್, ನೌನ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್, ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಡ್ವರ್ಬ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ತಾವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಬಲ್, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಬಲಿ, ಅಕೊಮೊಡೇಟೆಡ್, ಅಕೊಮೊಡೇಷನ್, ಅಕೊಮೊಡೇಟಿಂಗ್, ಅಕೊಮೊಡೇಟಿಂಗ್ಲಿ, ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಇಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ನೆಸ್, ಇಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್, ಇಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ನೆಸ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ, ಫೂಲ್, ಫೂಲ್, ಫುಲಿಶ್, ಫುಲಿಶ್ಲಿ, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಬಲ್, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಬಲಿ, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವರ್ಬ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ನೌನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಡ್ವರ್ಬ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ತಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ಫಿಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ನೌನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಬ್ಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಟು ನೌನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರೊನೌನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊನೌನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಜಜ್ದು ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಮೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಮೇಜ್ದು ಏನಾಗ್ತದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಮೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹೋಲ್ ಪಾಠದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ತಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೋತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಎರಡನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಸನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಗೂ ತಮಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಸಮರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹಿತ ತಾವುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಇದೇ ಥರದ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋರ್ನ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ನ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ 5 ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಪಾಠಗಳ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಲೈಕ್, ಶೇರ್ಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಿಬಾರ್ದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಲೈಕ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಇದೇ ತನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೋಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಸಿಗುವ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡನೇ ಪಾಠದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೋತ್ತರಗಳ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ತಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಸೊ ಸಿಗುವ ಹೊಸ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್, ಬಾಯ್.